Vicious with the score, he can get it. Oh, he's got the connection. Battle the Garcia for the win.
Welcome back to Throwdown Thursdays. I'm Berserker Mike here with Jeremy Vicious Lopez, bringing you action from the road to Gamescom, featuring a semifinal match between EchoFox and the UCI 4 Pillars. Jeremy, I'm very excited about today's matchup.
You know, I'm just as excited. We've seen EchoFox play over Battle of the Season. We saw UCI pretty much tearing up the devs a new one since last week. Actually, a couple of weeks in a row, if I'm not mistaken. They've been doing really, really great things for themselves in Breakaway. And EchoFox finally getting a team together, ready to battle it out once again. So these guys are pretty much in the semifinals. These guys are fighting for that #1 spot to play in the finale, which is going to be happening in the future.
And I can't wait to see that. But first things first, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Asus. The VG248QE is a 24-inch monitor well known in competitive scene in esports for its 144 Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond response time. With this monitor, you won't miss out on quality experience, performance, or precision while playing Breakaway. And I can't wait to play more Breakaway upcoming this week.
Yeah, absolutely enthusiastic, Mike. I really like that energy. But for the most part, you know, we've got these two teams. These guys are titans in their communities. Let's kind of take a deeper look at who we have getting ready to play for Breakaway. So we're going to go with Team EchoFox right off the bat. You see right there, CBK playing Brian Barnaby being subbed out, actually, by 10K. Again, 10K, he's one of the newer members of Team EchoFox. Again, he's one of the main H1Z1 players for this team. Recently played 6, not too long ago with the DreamHack Atlanta Invitational. We also have Justin Mini Summy. He's the aggressive solo H1Z1 player. Holds the world record. That is extremely impressive. 4 most eliminations in a solo battle royale. We have Radek Kozler, winner of the 2016 H1Z1 TwitchCon Invitational. In second place in the Shotgun Challenge. He scored over 300 kills that challenge. And we also have Jeremy Nestor Olsen, a dedicated streamer for Team EchoFox, earned silver medal at X Games Call of Duty tournament. That in itself, that lineup is absolutely impressive.
And so they're going to be competing against the UCI team. And as you mentioned before, there were some exciting matches. You were a coach of one of those, willing the dev team back from the dead in order to win that match. But that was for 1 week. The next week, the story was a little bit different. The first time I ever saw Bones, incredibly sad.
You could have just called me, man. You guys could have definitely had me to coach their team. But you know what? It's just fine. These guys, UCI, definitely a huge threat. The dev team absolutely crushed and shattered. And there's a reason why. These guys have been playing every alpha every weekend, and they're super coordinated with each other. We're going to take a quick look at who we have for their lineup today. In just a few moments, you see right there, EchoFox already geared up and ready to go. You got 10K, as we mentioned earlier.
So what's the word on the streets? What do you think this 10K is going to be playing with today?
I've seen him kind of mess around with the damage dealers of the cast of the Warriors. I think he's sticking mostly with Kyra, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and there you go. What a call. Man, I've been studying real well.
Oh, you're better than me at this. Fantastic job. I'm expecting a pretty balanced team comp. What do you think their next pick's going to be?
You know, Radek has been pretty consistent with some of the support roles. I think he's going to stick it out with Alona this time around, being the main backbone of the team, trying to calling the shots, if you will.
And again, 2 for 2.
Man, are we going for 100%, Mike? Is this what we're going to do?
You know what? I'd love for you to go to 100%. The UCI kids are the ones that mess me up all the time.
Yeah, they always have random picks up their sleeves. But let's go on to Mini. He's also been kind of going with some of the tanks. He liked DPS, but he's going to be one of the tanks for the team. I think he's going to be going with Thorgrim today. Let's see who he locks in, and he does.
That's my expectation as well. As I was shoutcasting the battle on the high seas, I saw a lot of dedication to that character coming from Mini. So that's to be expected, digging deep into Thorgrim.
Now, I'm not going to lie. For the last player, I believe it's Neslo. He dabbles between characters, but for the most part, I think he's sticking it out with Rollins, and he's been very comfortable with that. Hopefully, he locks in because I've seen his Rollins in play, but we'll see who he decides to pick for the match. Is he going to be locking in with Rollins? We'll see, and he does so. Man, I'm I'm on fire today.
Fantastic. Now, I will say the team is a little bit squishy. So they have the single tank. They do get the sustain from Alona, but overall, Kyra, Alona, and Rollins not typically high health characters.
Right.
A lot of backline play. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they move the relic as we get into the match.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, for the most part, they're going to actually look to pick off certain players on the defensive end. They're going to try to intercept the ball as much as possible, just kind of stop the pushes, right? But as a team, they're going to have either Alona move the relic with the group or Thorgrim initiate those pushes. As you see, again, 2 of the characters being very relatively squishy, easy to melt, right? They're not going to take damage very well. So hopefully they're going to move as a unit pretty well if they were coached just as well. I mean,
well, their coach is known for his relic movement skills and adaptability, and they're being coached by none other than Bones.
The man himself. He's pretty enthusiastic about it. You know, it's fine. You know,
Full of smiles. Look at that.
There he is.
The golden boy himself.
Yeah, we have to look at that that little grin, cheek-to-cheek grin.
That's true, and you had an opportunity to coach him.
Yeah, you know, he's a little tough to coach. He's very much so the solo runner. He's like, anytime he touches the relic, he's like, I got this. Don't worry about it. I don't need any coaching. Boy, was he wrong, Mike.
Oh, it had to do with team synergy, but I think you helped lift his teammates in order to help support the great work that he does.
I got to be honest, I had to make sure he didn't lose his top during the matches. I had to calm him down a little bit. But, you know, that was already done and said with, you know, it's fine.
All right, well, let's take a look at the competition and what are their choices? Let's talk about these players.
So we got UC Irvine. You should be very familiar with them. Their lineup is going to be Locke Tran, plays 2nd in League of Legends for the North American Region Championship. Also competes in Street Fighter. I don't know. And Marvel vs. Capcom, apparently.
Sounds like upcoming challenges to Mr. Vicious over
About
here.
all that.
And he was also very successful over the past several weeks in Breakaway. His relic running ability is Bones-like, some would say.
And then moving on with Frostolicious, played on UCI Scholarship League of Legends team as a starter ADC, and that's a very vital role for the team. That's a very pretty much shot caller, damage dealing kind of playmaker. That's kind of role for Frostolicious. Hopefully he gets to do so again.
And we've seen that reflected over the past couple weeks. He's the one who usually goes with Kyra picks, Jara picks, and Argus on occasion. And I've had an opportunity to play with him online during the Alpha weekends.
And then moving on with our third player, Damien the Boy, 3rd-year sociology major. No other hints available from the man himself, but you've seen him play from time to time these past couple of weeks, Mike.
Absolutely. He loves to tank it up. I've seen him switch between Thorgrim and Merrick. He loves running Thorgrim. He loves tanking it up. I expect him to do a lot of disruption, keep moving the relic, and make opportunities for his teammates.
And then the final member is going to be Nibs, playing on the UCI's Overwatch team as the main tank. So hopefully he gets to play that role again in Breakaway. We've seen him kind of dabble with more of the squishy characters, but he might turn it around this week. Who knows? I mean, you could tell us more about that from last week.
Well, it's funny. He still loves playing Kyra, which is funny because we see Damien, which we've dubbed Damien the Man because of his manly plays, helping support Nibs so Nibs can do a lot of weird damage from the back line, opportunities to grab the relic, move in and out. And as a team, their passing and coordination is second to none right now, maybe other than the Cadabbles.
Well, we'll see what kind of challenge they bring to the table for Team EchoFox. We're just about ready to see who they've picked for their roster. They're pretty, from the sound of it, they look like they could pretty much play every warrior across the cast.
That's true. It looks like they were also talking to the coach there in the background, and that's Latman. He's also a tank player. So he's talking right now with Damien the Boy. They might be going over, what strategy they should employ with their tanks and their relic movement. Or he's just clowning on him, and he's like, I'm ready to go. Let's just do this.
Who do you think he's going to pick?
I'd be shocked if it wasn't Thorgrim. It really depends if Frostalicious there he goes. Yeah, Frostalicious. If he was going to go Psy, I might see a Merrick pick coming from Damien just to get that pull so you can do more AoE damage on more opponents.
Right.
But it looks like we're going with a solid Thorgrim pick.
I mean, we might see that further down the line if it goes on and on. But for now, he's going to be going with Thorgrim. Then you see Nibs. I think he's locked and loaded, ready to go. The computer game science major himself, part of the Overwatch team for Team UCI. Who do you think he's going to pick?
Oh, this is tough. I want to say that he's going to pick Kyra. He could pick Psy. Oh, it's very interesting. I know he wants to pick someone backline though. So, oh, I'm wrong. He went heels. Looks like they're going balanced. But to be fair, it is a ranged character. It just happens to be a support character.
That counts.
That counts for something.
She's in the back line. She's not doing the damage. So, you know what? We'll give it half credit. Can we do that?
Oh, I'm giving myself half credit. Locktran, he's fallen in love with Rollins recently. So I'd be shocked if he goes with something else in this first match. He could go back to Corinne. He has really good movement. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this pans out. But yep, there's that Rollins pick.
Hopefully all that footsies play with the Street Fighter, the Marvel vs. Capcoms, those games, plays off with the likes of Rollins. Mid-range shooter, very high in mobility, being able to pressure any situation, actually. Relic running or playing defense, whatever he wants, Rollins is that guy. He's very versatile.
And because that primary shot actually shoots 2 projectiles with every click, you're melting buildables.
Oh, yeah. And then for the final member, we got Frostalicious. Oh, he's so wholesome. And then he's a computer science major. Now, who do you think he's going to pick?
Oh, man. I know he loves Jara, but we're playing on Shrine. We could see an Argus pick. We could also see a Kyra pick. It depends if they're really confident in the amount of damage that they could deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, hopefully he's locked and loaded. Maybe we'll reveal who he's going to play. Maybe Kyra. Maybe Argus. It is Argus.
That's actually a really solid pick. So that's that damage dealing we kind of referred to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking over both teams have tanks, both teams have healing, both teams have ranged, but we see our damage is coming from 10K and Kyra and Frostalicious with Argus.
Now with Team UCI,
dedicated damage.
I hope their coach Latman is able to identify both team synergies with EchoFox and UCI and determine whether or not they should be focusing on the relic pushes or the battles. Because on paper, we have 2 damage dealers and a tank versus, what was it? 2 also damage dealers in a tank, but 1 or 2 of them are extra squishy.
Yes, that's right. With the Kyra and the Rollins picks, you're gonna have to depend on mobility, either in the vertical sense or with your dodge rolling capabilities, and you can't get up close and personal. So, not the same type of CC that you would get out of like an Argus.
Right.
So you have more of those ring out opportunities as well.
That makes sense.
And a little bit more bursty damage. But here we go, getting into game 1 between EchoFox and the UCI 4 Pillars.
And it's going to be a best of 5. For those of you that haven't experienced Breakaway yet, you see that ball right down the middle. That's called the relic. There are 3 ways to win in Breakaway. 1 is if you grab that relic, score it in the opposition's goal post or the relay post, and that's how you get the first victory here. You can also get a team wipe, which is pretty much destroying the opposition before any of them get a chance to respawn. That's another way. And the third way, you see the timer right in the middle at the top of your screen there. If that hits 0, wherever the relic lies, that opposition or that team is going to be taking the L.
And it looks like Mini being very authoritative right here next to the health buff. He's throwing people over the side of the arena. Now, every time you die, your cooldown, your death timer actually increases with every respawn. So the more that you die, the longer you're out of the match, and you put more pressure on your teammates to try to stop the onslaught.
I like the pressure being brought from UCI. Although they're moving the relics little by little, they're forcing these skirmishes to happen, and they've been getting the advantage every single time. As EchoFox is down 3-4, again losing another member for Team EchoFox. UCI already with the push.
And a very strong push. They're trying to separate. Look at Nibs trying to get to the back line. That's why he's open for a pass.
Nesbo doing his best for Team EchoFox, just trying to play defense with that Rollins, doing a really great job actually. The Ragnarok from Damien, the throw doesn't go just in, not quite. Locktran trying to rebound, here comes the push.
Oh, good slide out done that by Radek. He needs to escape. Frostalicious right on his tail. Locktran back there to support, and he slides back into the action.
Broken ankles on the side of Team EchoFox. Damien the boy going for the shot. First round going to Team UCI.
Wow, he saved his relic dash. He was in the right place at the right time. I love the movement, but the other thing I love about UCI, they're all about positioning. They like opening themselves up to passes. You can see it right here. He's in the right place in order to make that dash to get out of harm's way and secure the score for the 4 Pillars.
Classic cherry-picking strategy. UCI has been very mobile and very precise with where they want to be at as soon as they pass the relic. It's a very, very great sign of communication there from Coach Latman and team.
And we see 3 kills on the UCI side to 1 kill from the EchoFox team, which also gave them a gold advantage. But what are the purchases that we're seeing, Vicious?
So we see on Team UCI, we have 2 or 3 tier 3 items there. We got 2 attack damage and 1 armor. On the other side with EchoFox, we only have 1 level 3. It's armor, and the rest are 2 cooldowns, attack, and buildable damage.
And look, like Radic trying to go on a breakaway. It was a 2v2. Another collapse coming in from UCI, and they're moving it over towards the damage side buff. Now there's 2 buffs on each map. Here in the Shrine of Aros, you have the health buff, which is green, and that's the furthest away from us currently. And then you have the attack or damage buff, which is the red buff, which we're very close to. And a lot of damage and onslaught going on right now as people are getting thrown out of the ring. They're getting decimated, and looks like they're pressing the fight, and they're going to secure that while the Relic is hidden behind that buildable.
That was a really smart play from Mini on Team EchoFox. Placing that Thorgrim right at the edge to do the back toss to get rid of the opponent. Very, very smart choice. He's getting used to the game so quickly.
And Locktran securing the damage buff, which is going to give his team an additional 15% damage for the duration of the round.
That's going to be very vital for team fights and skirmishes. Again,
Oh,
Team
the
UCI, wow,
passes!
all the way up there. Didn't get the pass off to Damien the Boy, but the rebound from Nibs. But look at EchoFox trying to fight valiantly, but no, not in time for the rebound. Again, you cannot intercept the ball if you are in mid-animation.
So that's right. We saw the Kyra in mid-shot. If you're in any animation, whether defensive or offensive, you cannot touch the Relic, meaning you can't pick it up, you can't intercept, and you can't catch a pass. It'll fall right at your feet. And this was a great opportunity and a scoring chance from the outside. And now we're 2 scores up for the UCI team, the 4 pillars.
That's right. Again, these are best of 5 matches between these 2 Titans teams here. Team 4 Pillars already making their big purchase with a level 4 item on Argus. Now, tell me a little bit about that, Mike.
So at level 4, your stats are increasing every single time that you make a purchase on a piece of equipment, whether it's armor or attack damage. But once you hit tier 4, you get an additional set piece bonus. So that's a percentage increase in either health or armor or whatever the function is of that buildable.
Right, and Team EchoFox with Mini's Thorgrim also has tier 4 armor as well on the Thorgrim. That's going to be extremely vital for the pushes and all the skirmishes that they have with Team UCI. Now, UCI already trying to fight the good fight while pushing the Relic at the same time, but here comes Team EchoFox.
Trying to go on a breakaway. Mini just couldn't get away from the persistence of Nibs and his Alona, and Locktran trying to press the action again, but a good collapse by EchoFox.
Now, I like this a lot. Look at the team fights coming out of EchoFox. They're pushing UCI's vitality very low, forcing the Alona to make the ults happen faster for the cooldowns to happen so that they can, in turn, fight back and lower their life as soon as possible, I'd say, so they can push the Relic further.
Another thing to note, if you're low on health and your healer has blown all of her abilities, you can actually retreat back to base to heal, and you can make purchases at any time. And you get gold by destroying buildables, by killing the opponents of the other team, or by getting assists. And lastly, by getting the gold buff, which we'll talk about as we go into our next match.
That's right, Mike. And again, each warrior in Breakaway has access to 1 buildable. You see that frost wall? That is definitely Thorgrim's buildable. You can see that persist on the minimap on the right side. All the X's marked are the buildables in play. These last round after round if they're not destroyed.
That's right. As we see the action coming back, they're waiting to push forward. Everyone running as a team in EchoFox. They're trying to set up some passing and slide scenarios. Radic advancing it forward, passing it up to Mini. Mini trying to go around the left side, but Damien the Boy is collapsing right on top of him. And now he's got a counter push with Nibs. They're trying to work their way to the other side, but that wall is going to be in the way if they want to try to do the Shrine slide.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but the net worth at the top of the screen, it looks like EchoFox has definitely caught up in gold, so their equipment should be just as strong when it comes to the skirmishes.
But as we can see right now, on the UCI team, 2 of their team members are on fire. If you see their Portress, their Argus, and their Rollins are on fire. That means they've had at least 3 kills with no deaths. And what else does that mean, Vicious?
If they get destroyed, that actually equals more gold for the opposition, for whoever killed them. So again, that's going to be a big target, big bounty for that member of the team.
And additionally, what we're seeing is the UCI team secured the damage buff. So that's going to be big trouble for the EchoFox team when they're trying to dive deep into the opponent's zone.
I mean, what they can do, what EchoFox can do to kind of counteract that is to get the health buff. Right now, it's kind of a tough situation because they're in a skirmish as we speak, but down the middle, already pushing that relic. I don't think they're going to go for that buff at all because it might come down to a territory win with less than a minute remaining in play.
They're going to have to find opportunities where they can split
Ooh, he's
and
out of
spread
there.
out the other team. Oh, it's devastating.
Radic
So
down
now
2.
EchoFox down 2, but it looks like the Rollins is back in. So Neslo coming back on defense, but the pass is coming in from UCI.
Oh my god, the movement. Lockshot actually had the relic, could have scored it, but dropped the ball, figuratively and literally.
I think he wasn't expecting the pass, so he's committed to an attack, so he accidentally threw it back out. And now we're at midfield with 20 seconds left to go. The last way to win is a territory win, which means keeping the relic on the enemy side. Oh, it's coming down to the wire.
It could be a potential team wipe. No, down goes Radic for EchoFox, trying to push that relic to the midway point. Team UCI is not letting it happen. 3 seconds left to go. That's going to secure it for Team UCI, getting game number 1.
Win by territory. They did what they needed to do and secured this first game in the best of 5 series against EchoFox.
These guys are definitely all smiles. A little bit errors there, but that's what they're talking about from what we hear. These guys are like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, but these guys are just joking around right now. They're having a good time. They're playing loose. They want to feel themselves. You know what? That's how it should be.
Gold wound up almost dead even, so by the time this match ended, they were pretty even on gold. I think it really came down to the passing and the relic movement that we saw from the UCI team.
Look at the significant gold earned from Argus. It was almost 9K, enough for him to get, wow, you grew an inch there. Enough for him to get level 4 attack pretty quickly to be a huge threat in each skirmish.
Yeah, that definitely made the opposing team gun shy, so I wouldn't say stop doing what you're doing, but really consider like those opportunities to split and put more pressure on the UCI team. Because when they're effectively moving together, that's causing total chaos.
And I totally agree. There's also another thing to note from Team EchoFox is that when they actually have the advantage to relic push, they pushed with Radic and I believe Mini. It was Thorgrim and Alona. That's a pretty good idea to run with, but they need to have their back line enforcing that relic push at all times. I know they kind of diverted towards the health buff towards the end, and that wasn't really... I felt like they would have been a lot stronger had they moved as a unit rather than just leaving it up to those 2 individuals, because that was when UCI was pretty much going back to get their health back. They were down pretty low from the last skirmish, and that one opportunity could have easily put a point on the board for EchoFox.
Absolutely true, and that final and deciding round could also help with that last push by UCI as they secured the attack damage buff. So their entire team was doing much more damage. They got ahead earlier in the item buys, so they were able to press that advantage and take them 3-0 in that first game. Yeah,
by the time the 3rd round came about, EchoFox's net worth was pretty much a little bit over, if not equal, with UCI. Not towards the end, but like midway through the round. I'm assuming their items would have been just as strong. But again, it was a little bit too late on EchoFox's end for them to make an impact.
So we're going to be leaving the Shrine of Oros and going to Atala Prime. How should they change up their strategies knowing that this is a faster map?
I feel like they still need to stick as a unit. There's no chance for them to hang back individually because Atala is a very wide map, or a very long map, I should say. As soon as they lose any relic pressure, it's going to be a very, very tough struggle back up to the top, or at least back up to their base, right? So again, they really need to consider where they are on the map, as well as fighting as a team in skirmishes. Just, again, team coordination is absolutely vital in Breakaway.
All right, so now we're entering Game 2. The UCI 4 Pillars up 1-0 against EchoFox. Right here in Atala Prime, we're going to start to see the item buys come in. As you can see on this map, there's multiple levels, and we also have 2 new buffs.
That's right, we have the gold buff and I believe the armor buff.
Yeah, the armor buff does 20% damage reduction, and the gold buff gives each member of your team bonus 500 gold when it's destroyed.
Right out the gate, Team UCI coming down with a hot fire, picking up that relic like it was nobody's business. Straight out the oven.
Now it's really dangerous to have a fumble right here at the bottom of any one zone because it's super easy to push out.
And again, there's different dynamics in this map. You have 2 lifts, which is exactly what Frostalicious is, or excuse me, Damien is going to be going for. He's going to be commanding the relic pushes. He's going to force the opposition to come to him.
And it looks like we have some character changes. No longer a Thorgrim for EchoFox. They've gone with Merrick.
Yeah, Mini is going with Merrick. I believe he likes the tanky characters. Again, another one of the tanks in the cast of Breakaway here, allowing himself to pull in the opposition when he ults.
And they're going with dual attack damage, so they still have the Kyra Rollins and the heal and support from Radic with Alona.
Now I like this composition a lot more. Two high damage dealers, Rollins being more of a nuisance mid-range, and Kyra a long distance sniper. And then you have Merrick pretty much setting the agenda of pushing the Relic.
So really dangerous situation. Anytime you see Damien the Boy, you see a Thorgrim near the edge, or you see an Argus near the edge, they have those ring out opportunities with their abilities.
And as you see, their Team UCI starting things off with the gold buff as well. That's going to be significant in the next couple purchases for the team. Really going to dictate the battles here, as well as the Relic pushing.
Oh, great job extending and stretching the play around to the outside. Close to center of the arena. Frost Delicious up to Nibs. Nibs making a move, but Mini popping his ult, trying to slow him down, but they're able to jump out of the way.
Oh my God.
The passing coordination.
It was
How did he get open?
A straight line to the relay. It was a beeline, non-stop, one-way trip to the relay point. And that was some coordination I ever seen in my life. Look at this. Back-to-back passing. Got one right here. Boom. He's in there. All the positioning from Team UCI going the right way.
It's almost like watching a flock of birds. They know when to like break apart and come back together. It's amazing stuff. Great passing synergy. Now we're starting to see the item buys come in going into round 2, and let's see how that gold advantage is going to play out.
God, look at the net worth from both teams. Team UCI with a hefty 4K advantage.
And all 3 members have tier 3 items and second buys going on. All 4 members, I should say. And here comes the push, already pushing into EchoFox.
Oh my goodness, not again. Not like this. Dunks it in, just grabs it and just sticks it to EchoFox's relay point. Round number 2, going to Team UCI.
And another score, and again, this fast movement that's coming in from the UCI team. They're really taking advantage of the passing. And I believe they talked about this before. This, they feel, is their strongest map because it really helps them promote pushing the Relic and a lot of passing and very fast movement. I know Lotran loves that fast movement.
Yeah, so there's a huge dynamic difference here with Team UCI with the way they move the Relic. When it was in the previous map, they moved 2 at a time. With Atala Prime, they're kind of moving in a straight line, kind of pushing it or passing it in the right spots at the right time as well. Like right here, you see he's already advancing forward with Argus. They don't want to commit to any of the fights. They just want to run it and gun it. Is that going to be a shot? Is that going to be enough? No, but it's going to be in a very prime position for them to fight it out and even get the rebound. But no, getting deleted off the map. Argus from Team UCI. EchoFox now making a push here.
Loctran and company, they have to back out. You see the counter push by EchoFox. But remember, at the beginning of a round, when you die, your cooldown timers aren't going to be as long, so we start to see the teammates come back into action. But as the match progresses, the more you die is going to have a huge impact on your team.
And here comes Radder here with the Alona push on the Relic. Getting stopped every time by Damien. Oh no, that's going to be a real tough spot. 10K might just get deleted, and he does so. Kyra off the map.
Oh, looks like EchoFox is trying to press the action, but not much support is coming in from Mini. He's trying to do this solo. Oh, they're going for the team kills right now. EchoFox is super low.
And I like that decision making because there's 2 members on EchoFox, one of them being down. Alona at under 25%, healing herself with the ulti. Very good decision. Keeping the dream alive.
And something a little bit different in this round, they've actually secured the armor buff instead of gold first. So UCI now has 20% increase in damage reduction, and they're able to put a lot more pressure on this EchoFox team as they're doing right now. So we see the 2-man push by Damien the Boy.
Nice stop from
and Nibs. Oh, and the pass!
No, she doesn't get it. The rebound. Frost Delicious and Damien trying to come in hot for Team UCI, trying to get that rebound. Is he going to go get it? Nibs gets the shot through the opposition. They could not intercept it in time because they were in mid-animation, Mike.
And all three scores actually came from Relic running, from fantastic passes and just finding opportunities to push it in. And right now, EchoFox is on their heels. They're down 2 games, and they're going back to the Shrine of Aros. Let's take a look at the stats from this match as it comes up. And our MVP is Nibs. And man, the scoring plays from Nibs. Right place, right time. And that's something to be said about the support characters in this game.
Right.
Alona, Corinne, very fast moving.
Yeah, their high mobility really plays key in the kind of game Team UCI wants to play, which is running the relic and confusing the opposition of where to go.
And look at the amount of forced fumbles that EchoFox had to have just because of the amount of pressure that we were seeing from the 4 pillars.
Yeah, again, there's something that could be said with Team EchoFox. They haven't adapted yet to how Team UCI wanted to play on certain maps. To be honest, I didn't expect that from UCI either. I didn't think they were going to be going 2-2 at the Shrine and then straight lining it straight to the relay in Atala.
It was like an old school hook and ladder. Like whenever they needed to pass back or they'd set themselves up around the relay in order to get these open scoring lanes, they would just crash the relay in order to get those scores.
One thing I do want to note about Team EchoFox is their improvement in the skirmishes, actually. They kept it pretty close against Team UCI. There were a couple times where they could have potentially had a team wipe, or at least gone close to it. Do you see little bits of improvement? Hopefully they could make a turnaround here in game number 3.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see any character changes. I mean, I like the idea of going with a Merrick pick, but I usually like that coupled with a character like Sai or like Corinne.
Yes.
So you're increasing the amount of CC or increasing the amount of like group damage with their kits. You get the good fumbles, but I think you can maximize that synergy. So I'd be interested to see what changes they're going to make as we're going into this crucial game 3.
Right. We did see Mini kind of use the ulti as Merrick to kind of stop the relic pushes, but that's not fully optimizing what he could potentially do. Hopefully, if there are Rollins on the team, I believe it's Neslo, as soon as he coordinates with Merrick's ulti, there could be a lot of damage dealt in both ults alone.
So we see the early buys coming in. Damien the Boy investing in armor, the same with Mini. It looks like Mini is sticking with that Merrick pick. And most teams, it looks like both teams look the same except Locktran actually opting to go back to Corinne.
I do like that choice. 2 supports on the team now. We haven't seen a lot of that from UCI.
And it looks like Frost Delicious has actually gone back to Rollins as well. So there's going to be some good synergy with the slows and the silences that you get from Corinne and the fumble capabilities that you're going to get from Frost Delicious. Not to mention just melting down buildables whenever he has to.
So you got to think you have 2 support characters on Team UCI, one healing and one doing debuffs, but they're both extremely fast. So they're opting to go for the relic run again this time around.
And we got Damien the Boy trying to get a ring out against Mini, so it's the clash of the Titans as both of those tanks are just going ham.
Yo, is he going to delete Neslo from the arena? He does so.
So Neslo goes down. Nibs trying to clear it up ahead. Can't get the pass. Finally up to Locktran, who's just greeted by some shots from the outside by 10K.
Technically, EchoFox is winning these skirmishes. If you saw the life bar, it was actually a 3-on-3 skirmish. But now UCI and both EchoFox have the 4-on-4 ready to go.
So health is about even, but the damage buff was secured by the UCI team.
One significant thing about the damage buff, it's going to lead to a huge advantage in the skirmish.
Oh, looks like
attack damage all across the board.
Damien the Man took terrible damage, but they're trying to advance. They got a scoring opportunity here. Mini able to secure and press out. They need to clear it to midfield so they can relieve some of that pressure. Great movement by Radic, just trying to get away from Frost Delicious.
And I respect that play. As soon as he got stopped, Radic just backed off and regrouped with the team.
But I like the mentality of Frost Delicious. He's always thinking pressure. He immediately went to the top of the Ziggurat. That's so we could try to slide and put the pressure back in, just like Locktran is.
Ooh.
Right now, trying to make a breakaway of his own. He's got a man to beat. Not quite going to do it. Uses his silence, trying to set up the pass.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Using the right click, finding his teammate open, tossing it right in there for the layup. That's going to be the first round of Game 3 for Team UCI.
And again, it's the movement, the passing,
Ooh.
using your kit to its fullest, and just the casual dump in by the Rollins.
The good old
Frost
underhand.
Delicious.
I like that, with the finesse.
So you're going to get bonus gold earned from the score. Additionally, all the kills that came in. And look at Locktran. He got 3 kills, no deaths. He's already on fire, so there's going to be a bounty on his head for EchoFox.
Both supports having level 3 armor, making sure that they're not going to be stopped by any attacks from Kyra and or Rollins on Team EchoFox.
So good heals coming in, trying to sustain Mini as he's making a push forward solo, but where's the rest of his team? He's got 4 guys collapsing on top of him.
Excellent heal from Team UCI, trying to stop Mini in his tracks to engage in this fight. But here comes Neslo, tossing it up. Is he going to make a breakaway for it? Not quite. Greeted by Damien's hammer.
And it was a really good use of the relic dash by Damien. He's trying to alleviate the pressure. They're collapsing on Neslo. It looks like his team is focused on melting down some of those buildables. And a great ult by Damien the Boys. He's trying to get some space for Loctran. Loctran just eating a barrage from Rollins.
All the bullets that he could take. Now again, there's going to be multiple ways to win here. These guys have been focusing primarily on relic running, which just might happen for Team EchoFox. But again, EchoFox is down 1 member. If they get completely wiped out, that's another way to win. A team wipe, destroying all the opponent or all the members of the team before they respawn.
That's right. As we get down to the last minute of the match, there's a territory win, and we'll talk about that as we see it come into play.
Here we go, Nibs again with the push. He's trying to force the agenda of relic running. Again, the primary way to win in Breakaway. And Damien the Boy greeting everybody with the hammer with Thorgrim, trying to knock off Mini on the map. The relic is just hanging out. He's just doing what he does.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, that ball has hang time if I ever seen it. But again, EchoFox is down 2 members. You see UCI just going for the green buff to get that extra 25% health, or increase in health in general. That being said, we have a slight difficulty maintaining the ball. Again, the ball just feels like doing whatever it wants. But at the same time, again, UCI and Team EchoFox are opting to go towards the Ziggurat and have a dance party from what it looks like. These guys are just trying to figure things out. They might have to fight it out at this point, but it is coming down to the wire with a little under 2 minutes left to play here.
Okay.
That being said, we are going to go back and reset this match. I believe it is
1 round UCI.
That's right.
Going into round 2.
Yeah. So it's going to be 1-0 Team UCI. Again, technical difficulties, but at the same time, we're going to try to pretty much bring back the match as close or accurate as possible so that they have a fair start for round number 2 of Game 3. So that being said, Team UCI did a pretty great job with their team synergy yet again, having 2 supports, a tank, and a damage dealer. Not really afraid of getting in these skirmishes, Mike.
No, not at all. And as a matter of fact, they weren't dying a whole lot either.
It was the health and the armor.
The health and the armor.
It was ridiculous.
Great heals coming in from Nibs. They're able to just cycle very efficiently. When you look at a game of Breakaway, almost think about your health as stamina. That's how long you can go out and actually do things before your character is too tired and needs to retreat back.
Of course.
So the more health that you have, the more opportunities that you have to keep pressure and to allow your team to score. So having a great healer on your side or building your kit out with the amulet of regeneration, allowing you more opportunities to sustain pressure. And we all know pressure bursts pipes. So a defense can only handle so much. So the more constant the barrage with great passing, great cycling of the relic, the harder it's going to be for the other team.
That being said, EchoFox still trying to find their grounds here in multiple arenas, right? We have Atala, they didn't get to stop Team UCI's advancements, but what do you think needs to be done about Team EchoFox in order for them to possibly take a game against UCI?
Right now, I think it has to do with their communication, and hopefully Coach Bones can help them out in that regard. When they're moving the relic, I think it's needing to know that, hey, the pass is coming to you. So I've seen a lot of passes that were errant, that would just drop at people's feet, or they were committed to animations. But what I don't see is that same thing happening on the UCI side. They're really talking up about the passing game, about moving it, about making themselves available. Because at the end of the day, and I've said this, I'm a broken record, I've said this 1,000 times, it's not necessarily the kills that are going to get you the win.
No, absolutely.
It's a means to an end. It's all about the scores and the scoring plays and finding those opportunities.
One thing I do like to see from EchoFox, again, they're improving little by little. I definitely want to see them coordinate their attacks better. They do have the ults to pretty much wipe UCI if need be in a skirmish, right? Even if they get the attack buff. They have the likes of Merrick using his ulti to pull in the opposition. You have the likes of Rollins doing a barrage, pretty much cleaning up. He's pretty much a cleanup crew, dealing the damage. And then Kyra, just in case somebody slips out of harm's way, Kairo's going to be there to snipe the remaining members, whoever's left standing. If they were to coordinate that in a skirmish, I think it would be a pretty big deal for EchoFox to get their confidence back up.
Well, during this pause, let's see if they've been able to, see what's going on, take stock of the action, and now let's head back into the action in Game 3, going into round 2.
So again, you see there, UCI off the bat getting round number 1. We had a slight mishap with the relic. I guess the relic just decided to do what it wanted. But tournament standard, we got to keep it as accurate as possible from the last match. So this is what you're going to see. UCI up 1 round versus Team EchoFox. They're up 2 games entirely against EchoFox. So hopefully there could be a turnaround for EchoFox.
Loctran doing the Oro slide, advancing the relic solo. You can see Damien the boy coming in behind, but Mini able to pick up the relic and try to stem the flow. But again, Loctran and Damien the boy with the passing action and dunks from the outside.
Did you see the passing from Team UCI? I almost fell off my seat.
The way that they just cycle across the back line is incredible. Look at this pass that's coming in from Damien the boy right to Loctran.
Oh my God.
And then right to this powerful dunk right
Look
on top
at
of
the team.
everybody.
They're getting so look at the air. Oh my God. The hang time on your boy Rollins. By the way, the rework is pretty dang impressive. I got to admit.
Rollins is one of my favorites, but it's do or die time. This is game point, match point.
Yeah,
we need to see some life out of EchoFox. Bones needs to coach these guys up.
Do you need me to sub for Coach? Or for Coach Bones? Is that what you need?
I think you're also in the tournament, so I think you could give some friendly advice if you wanted to do that.
Well, that's definitely not going to be the case. EchoFox already making the push with Mini. He has a 2-on-1. He couldn't. Oh, he tried to pull. Yeah, he tried to pull that ult.
Hey, UCI. Oh, the pressure again.
No.
Damien the boy. Can he?
Not like
whoever
this.
gets there first.
Not like this. Yo, Damien the boy making quick work. That was within 30 seconds of the round starting for Team UCI, taking it over Team EchoFox.
What a dominant performance by UCI, taking this match, taking this entire series. It's amazing plays, fast movement, fast passes.
Yeah, that's been the tail of the tape here for Team UCI. They are so coordinated, Mike, and it's extremely impressive. And that's the kind of play we like to see here in Breakaway. They're going to be moving on to the finale for the road to Gamescom.
And look at this: no kills, no deaths, no assists, and it really came down to just movement. Super fast movement.
Right, that was very impressive stuff from Team UCI. EchoFox again with the valiant effort, going over to shake their hands. That's not going to be. It's very much so not going to be the last we ever see of EchoFox for a Breakaway. These guys, brand new team, just trying to get their bearings, and they're doing really well for themselves still. There's going to be a lot more chances for them to come back in Breakaway.
Absolutely. This is fresh. This is brand new. And we're starting to see just a little bit of how this meta can evolve with the great plays that are coming from the UCI 4 pillars.
So that being said, UCI is moving on to the finale. Who are they going to be facing up against, Mike?
I do believe they're going to be facing you.
Oh?
You want to unzip the hoodie?
What do you mean, Mike?
I have no idea.
What do you mean, Mike?
There's a wolf in our midst.
What are you talking about?
So, yes. So, prepare for the finals. Energy versus UCI's 4 pillars.
Yeah, but until then, the alpha playtest is live each and every weekend. You see it right there starting. It was starting back in June. It's still active every single weekend. For those of you that want to check it out, playbreakaway.com/alpha is exactly where you need to go to find the likes of myself and Mike on there playing around with everybody in the community. Again, if you want to try this out for yourself, be sure to sign up for that alpha playtest.
That's right. You can also find us on our social channels. So you can go to facebook.com/playbreakaway, also at playbreakaway on the Twitters, and at youtube.com/playbreakaway. And that's it for this semifinal match between EchoFox and the 4 pillars from UCI. Fantastic show. I can't wait to see you in the finals, Mr. Vicious. So there you have it. I'm Berserker Mike.
And I'm Vicious.
And Vicious. And we'll see you guys next week.